Hello and welcome to my channel. I am going to do Access Chapter 2 Hands-on Exercise Assessment Drama Club. This is the second chapter of Access section of my HOEassessment course. I will do this assignment step by step and you can get your assignment done by watching this video. If you want me to do this assignment for you, if you want me to do this complete course for you, including Excel assignment, Word assignments, PowerPoint assignments, and Access assignment, you can contact me on WhatsApp or email that is mentioned in the description of this video. My WhatsApp and email is also showing at the bottom of the screen as well. You can hire me for your other courses like accounting, management, finance, information technology, computer sciences, or writing assignment as well. So let's do this assignment step by step so that you can get your assignment done by watching this video. But if you want me to do this assignment for you, you can contact me and I will do this assignment for you and I will produce a grade for you. Let's start this assignment. Title of the assignment is Exp19 Access Chapter 2 Hands-on Exercise Assessment Drama Club. So this is the title of the assignment and I'm going to do this assignment step by step and you can get your assignment done by watching this video. So first step of the assignment is to download the access file. So this is the access file that we are supposed to download, where we will apply all these steps that are mentioned in this instruction file from step 1 up to step number 22. And we will get this assignment done by applying these steps. So I will do this step and I will show you how you can complete this assignment. So we will move to step number 2 because step number 1 is just about downloading the file. So I have already downloaded this one. So let's move to step number 2 and start solving this assignment. So basically in step number 2, we are supposed to import the Excel workbook that contains donation information into the database. So we are supposed to import the Excel workbook into the access file. So it is saying that click the external data tab, click the new data source, point to the form file in the import and link group and then select the Excel. Navigate to and select the donation Excel workbook to be imported as new table in the current database. Ensure that the first row contains column and heading is selected. Set the donation ID field indexed option to yes, no duplicates. Select donation ID as the primary key when promoted and accept the table name donations. Do not save the import steps. So basically we are supposed to import the Excel sheet into our database. For this we will go to external tab. So this is the Excel sheet, we have it. So we will go to the external tab. This is the external tab and then we will click on the new data source. Now we are supposed to import the data from the Excel sheet. So we will click on the from file and we will select the Excel because we are supposed to import the data from the Excel sheet. So click on the Excel. So first we will select our Excel sheet. To select our Excel sheet, we will click on the browse tab and then we will look for the Excel sheet where we have saved that one. So I have saved this one here, the donation. So select this. So we have selected the donation sheet. Now click OK. So make sure that first row contains column heading. We will check this box because it is required in the instruction. It is saying that ensure that the first row contains column heading is selected. So it is selected. We will click on the next button. So no, we will select index should be yes but no duplicates. It is given in the requirement. You can see that set the donation ID field index option to yes, no duplicates. So I have selected donation ID field as yes but no duplicates. After selecting this, click next. So now we are supposed to select our primary key. So we will check this box that is choose my own primary key. So we are supposed to use donation ID as our primary key because it is given in the requirement file. Select the donation ID as a primary key. So I am selecting the donation ID as a primary key because we are supposed to use the donation ID as a primary key. So select this one and we selected donation ID as our primary key. Now click on the next button. So it is saying that save the table as donations. This is mentioned. You can see that accept the table name donation and do not save the import step. So it is showing the donation and now click finish. Now it will give us a warning that is saying that save the import step. We are supposed not to save the import step, so we will not check this box. It should be unchecked and then click close. So we have imported the donation table in the database. So that is all about step number 2, where we were supposed to import the donation table from the Excel sheet. Now we will move to next step, that is step number 3, because we have completed step number 2. So step number 3 is saying that change the data type of donation ID field to short text in the design view of the donation table. So first we are supposed to change the data type for the donation ID to short text. Set the field size of donation ID to 5. Set the field size of donor ID to long integer. Save the changes and open the table in the datasheet view and close the table. So first we are supposed to change the data type for the donation ID and data type should be short text. Then we will change the donation ID field size to 5. After that we are supposed to change the field size of the donor ID to long integer and then we will save the changes and we will open the table in datasheet view and we will close this one. So for this we will first open the donation table. Open this donation table. This is in datasheet view, but open it in design view. So right click on it and select design view. So first it is saying that donation ID data type should be short text. So we will select short text for this one. So you can see the donation ID data type is the short text and field size should be 5. So we will type 5 here because we are supposed to change the field size of the donation ID to 5 and it should be short text. After that we are supposed to change the donor ID field size to long integer. So we will select the long integer from here. Click this arrow and select the long integer. So that is all that we are required to do in this step. We have changed the donation ID field to the short text, field size to the 5 and donor ID to long integer. So we are done with this one. Now we are supposed to open this in the datasheet view and you must first save the table. So we'll click on yes, then again yes. So we are done with this one. Now we are supposed to close this donation table. So that is all about step number 3. So we have solved 3 steps so far. Now we're gonna do step number 4. So step number 4 is create a new table in design view. Add the following fields in the design view and set the properties as specified. So first we are supposed to create a new table in the design view and then it is saying that add the primary key field as the volunteer ID with the auto number data type, add number assigned to a new volunteer activity as the description, set the caption property to volunteer ID. So we are supposed to create a new table in design view. So let's go to the datasheet view and then click on create. So we are supposed to create the table in design view. So click on table design. So first we are supposed to add the primary key field as volunteer ID. So we will type volunteer ID first. And data type should be auto number data type. So we will select the auto number for this one. So we have added volunteer ID, that is our first ID, and it should be data type should be auto number, and it should be primary key. We will select this and click on the primary key, and you can see that volunteer ID is now primary key. So next thing to do is add this number assigned to a new volunteer activity as a description. Set the caption property. So we will copy this, or we can type this one. So I am copying this one, and we are supposed to add this as a description. So we created a new ID, that is the volunteer ID, with data type of auto number, and the description is number assigned to a new volunteer activity. Then it is saying that the caption property should be volunteer ID. So click here, and caption property, we can change the caption property for this one. This should be volunteer ID. So you can see that now it is saying that. So that is all about step number 4. Now we will move to next step, that is step number 5. So add the donor ID with the number data type and donor volunteer as the description. Set the caption property to donor ID and the required property to yes. So let's do this step now, that is step number 5. So we are supposed to add the donor ID. So I will copy this one, and we will add the second field, that is the donor ID. And the data type is given, that is the number data type. So it should be number. We will select the number for this one. Then it is saying that donor volunteer as the description. So we will type this as the description. I am just copying this, and I will paste in the description box. So we added the new field, that is the donor ID. Data type is the number, and description is donor volunteer. And next thing to do is set the caption property to donor ID. So we will copy this caption property, and we will type this in the caption. So caption is the donor ID, and then the next thing is required property to yes. So we will go to the required property, this one. This is no, and we are supposed to make it yes. So that is all about step number 5, where we added a new field, that is the donor ID. So now we're going to do step number 6, because we are done with 5 steps so far, and I have shown you these 5 steps, and you can do these 5 steps by watching this video. So let's move to step number 6. So step number 6 is we are supposed to add volunteer date with the date time data type. Set the caption property to volunteer date. Switch to datasheet view and save the table as volunteer dates. When promoted, you will enter data into the table in the later steps. So now this is the third field. We first added the volunteer ID, then we added the donor ID. Then this is the third field that we are supposed to add, that is the volunteer date. So we will add this one. So I will copy this one from here, and I will type in the field name box. This one, this is the third one. So data type should be date and time. So we will change the data type to date and time, this one. After that, it is saying that set the caption property. So this is the caption property, that is the volunteer date. So we are supposed to type this in the caption property. So this is the caption, and it should be volunteer date. So this is next. It is saying that switch to datasheet view and save the table as volunteer dates when promoted. So let's save this one. Now we are supposed to name the table that is given here, that is the volunteer date. So I will type it here. This one. This should be the name of table, volunteer dates. So save this one. And now it is saying that switch to datasheet view. So we will switch to datasheet view now. So you can see that there are 3 fields, that is the volunteer ID, donor ID, and the volunteer date. So we are done with step number 6. So let's move to step number 7 now. So we have completed 6 steps so far, and now we're going to do step number 7. So in step number 7, it is saying that add all 3 tables to the relationship window, identify the primary key field in the donor table and join it with the foreign key counterparts in the related donation and the volunteer dates table. Select the enforce referential integrity and the cascade update related field checkboxes. Save and close the relationship window. So basically, we are supposed to create the relationship between the table using the relationship window. That is all about step number 7, where we are supposed to create a relationship. For this, first we will go to the access file. So close this one and then go to the database tool. So after going to the database tool, go to the relationship and click on the relationship. And for this, we are supposed to add the table first. So we will add the table to the database. So let me add the table, and first we are supposed to add the all 3 tables. So I will add the tables here. So I have added this table. That are the 3 tables that are given. Add all 3 tables to the relationship window. Identify the primary key field in the donor table, and then we are supposed to add we are supposed to join that primary key with the foreign key in the donation and the volunteer dates table. So donor table is here, and we are supposed to, so donor ID is the primary key, and we are supposed to join this to the foreign key in the donation and the volunteer dates. So we will hold this and we'll move to the donor ID and donation table. So this is creating a relationship. So we are supposed to check this box, that is the enforce referential integrity, that is given here. Enforce referential integrity and cascade update related fields. Cascade updated related field, this one. So create this relationship. So we have created one relationship. Now we will do with this table as well. So again, select and hold this and click leave this here in the volunteer date table. So it is creating a relationship. Select enforce referential integrity and the cascade update field as well and create this one. So we have created this relationship, and it is saying that save and close the relationship window. So basically, we created a relationship between the primary key in the donor ID, that is the donor ID, and the foreign key in the donation table, that is the donor ID as well. So again, the primary key in the donor table, that is the donor ID, and the donor ID, that is the foreign key in the volunteer ID. So now save this relationship, and then we are supposed to close this relationship. So that is all about step number 7. So we have completed 7 steps so far. Now let's move to step number 8. So step number 8 is you will add 8 records to volunteer date table so that you can test the referential integrity in the database. So we are supposed to add these 8 records in the volunteer dates table. Add the record to volunteer dates table. So first we will open this table and then we will start adding these records. So donor ID is 9. It should be 9. And then the volunteer date is this one. So I will just copy this one and I will paste it there. So this is the first one. Then the second one is donor ID is 9 and date is this one. I will copy this one. So donor ID should be 9 again. And date should be this one. So this is the second record. Then third record is 10. And date should be this one. So donor ID should be 10 here. And date should be, volunteer date should be this one. Then the fourth record, donor ID should be 10 and the volunteer date should be this one. So I will type 10 here again because donor ID is 10 and the date is this one. Then the fifth record is donor ID should be 11 and the date should be this one. So we will type 11 in the donor ID because donor ID is 11 now, and type date as well. So I am just copying and pasting in the database file. So sixth one is that donor ID is 11 and the date is this one. So donor ID should be 11 again and date is given, that is 5/8/2021. Then the seventh one is, it should be 19, donor ID should be 19 and date should be this one. So now donor ID is 19 and date is given, this one. And the last one, that is the eighth one, donor ID should be 20 and date should be this one. So now donor ID is 20 and the date is this one. So we have added 8 records starting from volunteer ID 1 up to 8, that is automatically assigned to these records. Donor IDs are given in the inspection file and the volunteer dates are also given in the inspection file. So we have added these records to volunteer dates table. After this is saying that close the table. So we have added these records. Now we are supposed to close this table. So let's close this one. So do you want to save the changes to the layout of the table? Yes. So that is all about step number 8, and we have completed 8 steps so far. Now we're going to do step number 9. So total steps in this assignment are 21, and now we are going to do step number 9. So step number 9 is saying that sort the record in the donation table by the donation amount field in the ascending order. Save and close the table. So first we will open the donation table. Then we are supposed to sort this table by the donation amount in the descending order. So let's open the donation table. So we are supposed to sort this table by the donation amount field in the descending order. So donation amount field is here. Select this one and we are supposed to sort this in descending order. So go to the home tab. So in sort and filter group, click descending. So now you can see that donation amount field is sorted in the descending order starting from $150 ending at $50. So that is all about step number 8. Now we will save this and we will close the table. So save the table and then close the table. So that is all about step number 9. So now we're going to do step number 10. So step number 10 is you will use a simple query visit to create a query of all donors who indicate that they are willing to volunteer. Add the first name, last name, phone and the volunteer fields from the donor. Save the query as donor volunteers. So now we are supposed to create a query using the simple query visit. So let's do this step. So for this we will go to the access file, then go to the create, because we are supposed to create a query, and for this we are supposed to use the simple query wizard. So we will click on in the query tab, click on the query wizard. Now we are supposed to create a simple query wizard. So we will select the first option, that is a simple query wizard. Select this one. So after that, it is saying that add first name, last name, phone and the volunteer fields from the donor table. So this is the donor table from the donors. So it is showing the donation, but we are supposed to use the donor. So we will select the donor here, and then we are supposed to add the field. So first one is first name and the last name. So we will click on the first name, click this arrow, then the last name, select last name, click this arrow. So we have added the first name and the last name. After that, phone and the volunteer. So now we'll go to the phone, this one, and then volunteer, this one. So we have added 4 fields from the donor, and now we are supposed to save the query as the donor volunteer. So just click next and click finish. So now we are supposed to save this one. So I will simply change the name here because I forget to rename that from here. So we are supposed to rename this as the donor volunteers. Donor volunteers. Volunteers. So we have created the query, that is the donor volunteers, that is having 4 fields. So let me show you this one. So we have 4 fields: first name, last name, phone, and the volunteer. So close this one. So that is all about step number 10. So we have completed 10 steps so far, and now we're gonna do step number 6 or step number 11. So step number 11 is add criteria in the design view to select only donor with yes in the volunteer field. So now we will open the donor volunteer query again. Open this, and then we will go to the design view. Go to the design view, and it is saying that add a criteria. So we are supposed to add a criteria and design view to select only donors with yes in the volunteer date. So we are supposed to add a criteria in the volunteer date. So this is the volunteer. This is the volunteer field, and we are supposed to add the criteria to this one. That should be yes. So we will type yes and press enter. So a criteria that is equal to yes has been created. Now we will move to next step, that is step number 12. So step number 12 is sort the query result in ascending order by last name, run and save the query. That is step number 12. We are supposed to sort the query result in ascending order by last name. So we will go to the last name, and then we will go to the sort box, and then we are supposed to sort this in the ascending order. Ascending order by last name, we will select the ascending, then we will run the query. So you can see that only the donor with the volunteer yes are showing here, and it is sorted in the ascending order by the last name. So save this and then close this one. So basically we have completed 12 steps for this assignment. That is almost 70% of this assignment. Only few steps are left, but if you want me to do this complete assignment for you, I can do this complete assignment for you. I have shown you 12 complete steps, but for the remaining steps, I will just give you an overview. But if you want me to do this assignment for you, I can do this assignment for you. I can do this complete course for you. You can hire me. You can contact me on WhatsApp or email that is showing at the bottom of the screen. Please leave a message. I will respond you, and I will do this assignment, and I will produce a grade for you. So let me give you an overview for the remaining steps as well. We have completed 12 steps so far. So I have shown you 12 steps, and for the step number 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 and 20. So that is almost 30% of this assignment. I have shown you 70% of the assignment. I am going to show you the final version of this assignment. This will have 4 queries: donor volunteers and date, then donor and amount and summary of volunteer dates. So we are supposed to create these queries in these remaining steps, and I have created those queries. You can see these queries here. So this is the complete version of this assignment after applying all these steps. So I have done this for one of my students. He got 100 out of 100. Let me show you the final grade for this assignment. So I have submitted this. You can see the title here, Exp19 Access Chapter 2 Trauma Club. So I got 100 out of 100. So you can get this grade as well if you want to do this assignment for you. So I got full points in each and every step. So you can see this. So I got full points for all these steps. So I have completed all these steps. I have shown you 70%, that is the 12 steps for this assignment. So I can do this assignment for you. I can do this complete course for you. If you want me to do this assignment for you, if you want me to do this complete course for you, I can do this for you. You can have me for your other courses as well, like accounting, management, finance, information technology, computer sciences, and all other writing assignment as well. So this is the complete version of this assignment. You can see, please have a look. And if your assignment is matching to this one, then you are going to get 100 out of 100. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please subscribe to my channel, like my video. And if you have any question, you can contact me on WhatsApp or email that is showing at the bottom of the screen.